Top 10 blood sugar spiking vegetables diabetics must avoid. Are you unknowingly eating vegetables that could spike your blood sugar and worsen your diabetes? Many people think all vegetables are safe, but the truth is, some vegetables can be dangerous for diabetics if not eaten carefully. They might look healthy on the surface, but inside, they're loaded with hidden sugars, starches, or compounds that can make blood sugar management much harder. In today's video, we're counting down the top 10 blood sugar spiking vegetables diabetics must avoid. If you're serious about taking control of your health and avoiding unexpected blood sugar spikes, you need to know which vegetables could be secretly working against you. Stick around, some of these may surprise you. Let's jump right into it. 10. Corn. Are you a fan of sweet, juicy corn? Maybe fresh off the grill or tossed into your salads? If you have diabetes, you might want to think twice before reaching for that next serving. Corn is a starchy vegetable, meaning it's loaded with carbohydrates. In fact, just one medium ear of corn can have around 25 grams of carbs, most of which turn into sugar once digested. Even though it's a natural source of carbs, it still causes a rapid spike in blood sugar levels, something diabetics need to avoid to prevent complications. Another issue? Many corn-based products like cornmeal, tortillas, and popcorn sneak into your diet, adding even more hidden carbs without you realizing it. And let's not forget that much of the corn sold today is genetically modified, GMO, raising concerns about long-term effects on insulin sensitivity. Bottom line, if you're managing diabetes, limit corn to very small portions, or better yet, swap it out for non-starchy veggies like spinach, kale, or broccoli to keep your blood sugar stable. 9. Peas. Peas might seem like a harmless little veggie. After all, they're tiny and cute, right? But for diabetics, peas can be a sneaky source of trouble. Why? Peas are surprisingly high in natural sugars and starch. Just 1 cup of green peas contains about 21 grams of carbs, nearly as much as a small candy bar. When you eat peas, your blood sugar can spike quickly, especially if you pair them with other carb-heavy foods like rice, bread, or pasta. And while peas do offer some fiber and vitamins, the high glycemic load means they're not the best everyday choice for someone who's trying to keep blood glucose tightly controlled. Pro tip: if you love peas, try to stick to very small servings and balance them with plenty of protein and healthy fats to slow down the sugar absorption. Otherwise, opt for lower-carb veggies like zucchini or cucumbers instead. 8. Potatoes. Who doesn't love a plate of mashed potatoes, crispy fries, or a baked potato loaded with toppings? Unfortunately, potatoes are one of the worst offenders for blood sugar control if you have diabetes. Potatoes, especially white potatoes, are packed with simple carbohydrates. When you eat them, your body breaks them down quickly into glucose, causing a rapid spike in blood sugar. A single medium-baked potato can have as much as 37 grams of carbs, and it has a high glycemic index score, meaning it impacts blood sugar much faster and more severely than many other foods. Even healthier methods of cooking potatoes, like baking or boiling, don't remove the risk. Sweet potatoes are slightly better, but still need to be eaten in strict moderation. Best choice? If you're craving something hearty, swap potatoes for roasted cauliflower or mashed turnips. They give you that comforting texture without the blood sugar roller coaster. 7. Butternut squash. Butternut squash is often marketed as a superfood because it's rich in vitamins like A and C. But here's the truth. For diabetics, it can be a blood sugar landmine. 1 cup of cooked butternut squash contains about 22 grams of carbohydrates, and it has a moderate glycemic index. That means it can cause a slower but still significant rise in blood sugar levels. Because it's sweet and starchy, it's easy to overeat, especially in soups, roasted dishes, or casseroles. And when you combine it with other carbs like bread, rice, or pasta, you're stacking up trouble for your glucose levels. Bottom line, butternut squash can be enjoyed in very small portions, but it should never be a regular part of a diabetic-friendly meal plan. 6. Beets. Beets are colorful, earthy, and packed with nutrients, but they also come with a big downside. They're very high in natural sugars. 1 cup of cooked beets contains about 13 grams of sugar, and while natural sugar sounds better than refined sugar, it still raises your blood sugar quickly. Beets also have a moderate to high glycemic index, which means they can spike blood sugar faster than you might expect. Sure, they provide antioxidants and folate, but for diabetics, the sugar impact outweighs the benefits if you're not extremely careful with portion size. Pro tip: if you love the taste of beets, have a few slices occasionally, not a whole bowl, and pair them with a lot of fiber and protein. 5. Carrots, cooked. Raw carrots? Not too bad. Cooked carrots? A different story. When you cook carrots, you break down their fiber structure, making the sugars inside much more available for absorption. Cooked carrots have a much higher glycemic index than raw carrots, meaning they raise blood sugar faster. A big serving of cooked carrots, especially when pureed into soups or side dishes, can cause a surprising sugar spike that many diabetics don't realize. Important note: eating a few raw carrot sticks is fine, but if you're diabetic, avoid large servings of cooked carrots, especially pureed or glazed versions. 4. Pumpkin. Pumpkin is often thought of as a healthy vegetable, especially around fall. But for diabetics, pumpkin can be dangerously misleading. 1 cup of cooked pumpkin contains about 20 grams of carbs, most of it from sugar and fast-digesting starch. Even though it's low in calories, pumpkin has a high glycemic load, meaning it can push your blood sugar up surprisingly fast, particularly when eaten in larger amounts. And remember, processed pumpkin products like canned pumpkin and pumpkin pie filling often have even more added sugar. Best approach: treat pumpkin like a special treat, not a daily vegetable. Opt for non-starchy veggies like green beans or asparagus instead. 3. Plantains. You might be surprised to see plantains on this list. After all, aren't they just a different banana? Exactly. And that's the problem. Plantains are actually a high-carb, high-sugar food, even though they're often served as a vegetable in many cuisines. A single medium plantain can have up to 48 grams of carbohydrates, which is more than an entire can of soda. Whether they're fried, boiled, or baked, plantains hit your bloodstream like a sugar bomb. And unfortunately, because plantains are dense and starchy, even green, unripe plantains aren't safe for diabetics when eaten in large amounts. Bottom line, plantains are best avoided if you're trying to maintain steady blood sugar. 2. Yams. Often confused with sweet potatoes, yams are even starchier and heavier when it comes to carbohydrates. 1 cup of cooked yams contains about 37 grams of carbs, making it a serious threat to blood sugar stability. Yams also have a medium to high glycemic index, meaning they can spike blood sugar quickly and leave you feeling tired and sluggish afterward. And because yams are often prepared with sugar, butter, and syrups during holidays, they become an even worse disaster for diabetics. Pro tip: if you can't resist yams, eat only a very small portion, pair it with lean protein, and avoid adding any sweeteners. 1. Fava beans. And now, the worst vegetable for diabetics: fava beans. While beans are often seen as healthy because of their fiber and protein, fava beans are unusually high in starch and carbs compared to other beans. A single cup of cooked fava beans has about 33 grams of carbohydrates, and much of it comes from fast-digesting starch. This can lead to a sharp rise in blood glucose, especially if eaten in large servings. Moreover, fava beans can cause digestive issues in some people, which further stresses the body and can trigger inflammatory responses, not ideal for diabetics who are already at higher risk of chronic inflammation. Best advice: swap fava beans for lower-carb legumes like black soybeans, or simply stick to leafy greens, cucumbers, and bell peppers. Managing diabetes isn't just about cutting out sweets. It's about making smart, informed choices every day, even when it comes to foods that seem healthy at first glance. While vegetables are usually a crucial part of a balanced diet, not all vegetables are created equal for diabetics. Some can spike your blood sugar, strain your pancreas, and make it harder to control your condition over time. The good news? Now that you know which vegetables to limit or avoid, you can take full control of your meals and your health. By choosing lower-carb, high-fiber vegetables, you'll not only stabilize your blood sugar, but also improve your energy, mood, and overall quality of life. Remember, diabetes management is a journey, and every small step you take matters. Stay informed, stay empowered, and most importantly, stay committed to your health. Thank you for watching. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who could benefit from this information. See you in the next video. Stay healthy and strong.